Welcome back everybody to the on-camera videos. Just thought I'd talk today about my rather spooky and equally fascinating lucid dreaming experience that I had. Also, yes, I am in a graveyard. I do find them rather idyllic. So I must preface this video by saying that I didn't take any preparations to actually induce a lucid dreaming experience. It just sort of occurred spontaneously. Although I must say that 2 days prior I did smoke the plant Blue Lotus, which is a very famous plant found in Egypt. I've covered it on the channel in trip reports before. You can see it in a lot of Egyptian artwork. It's rather famous, and that's known to induce vivid dreams. Now, I'm already a very vivid dreamer anyway. I have a really innate ability to recall my own dreams, and for many of you who ask on the regular, I do not smoke weed whatsoever, so I don't have my REM sleep inhibited. So I guess that's a big factor as well. I've talked about many of my deepest dreams, but this is by far probably one of the deepest experiences of my entire life. I've been reflecting on it all day. I've just been sat down thinking about it. It was crazy. Now, what happened, right? Let's just get to the meat and potatoes of it. So what happened was, I just went to bed normally, as you do. Didn't really have any dreams for the first few hours. I was just in a very deep sleep. And then what happened was, I woke up in the middle of the night and I sort of felt like I was in sleep paralysis, you know. In that state where you literally, it's like your mind has gone into paralysis and your body's frozen, but albeit without the frozen body portion of the experience. So it was like I bypassed the sleep paralysis episode, because many people say that if you sort of let go and allow the sleep paralysis episode to play out, you can actually achieve astral projection and lucid dreams. Now, I seem to have bypassed that. I got up in the middle of the night feeling absolutely groggy. I just literally got out of bed and my body could still move, but my mind was like halfway between wakefulness and deep sleep. And I'm telling you now, the minute I put my head down on the pillow to actually go to sleep, the literal second I entered a dream world. I entered a dream world, and instead of, many people say that in their lucid dreams they're sort of like dreaming beforehand, and then they like use these techniques to like wake themselves up in the dream and remember that they're dreaming, and the minute they do that, they like have full authority over the dream and how it plays out. For me, this was very, very different. I instantly put my head down on the pillow, and I just was like, it was like I was here. It was like I was here. It was reality. It was a point of view. It was a cone of perception. It was consciousness, and it literally. And I realised what was going on. I was like, I'm lucid dreaming right now, aren't I? Immediately I was like, oh shit, I'm in control of my dreams. So let me just tell you that when you can control your dreams, you definitely want to imagine a certain degree of things that are probably quite pleasurable. I'll keep that. That's a bit TMI. But I'm sure many lucid dreamers have probably done some interesting things with their own lucid dreaming adventures. But I must say that the craziest one for me was, because I realised that I had full control over what I could do in this dream, I just kept testing it. And I actually, there was so many different scenarios. There was one part of the lucid dream where I was actually literally in my room, and I kept inviting my friends and family and celebrities and people and fictional characters into my room to talk to me and do things and just stuff, just literally just testing how far I could go with it, because I was completely in control. The dream was not shifting around at all. It only shifted locations when I wanted it to, when I willed it into being. And the craziest, by far, craziest thing that happened to me was I imagined myself as a dragon. A literal dragon, as if I was controlling my body as I do now, but I was a dragon. And it was like I was in some, literally just a fantasy video game realm, operating as a dragon, flying around, breathing fire, doing all that stuff, as you would do as a dragon. That was absolutely insane and challenges probably any psychedelic experience I've ever had. Now, what it taught me about reality and consciousness that I already sort of knew anyway was that mind precedes matter. Mind is the substratum of everything. Reality is, this is just my opinion, I don't really know, but this is from my experience in life. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like, what's going on. Consciousness is infinite, and it can literally imagine every single thing it wants, including this whole experience that I have right here. But this experience, the human life, is more solid. It's not as fluid. It has a greater sense of rationality, like quite literally rationality and logic and solidity is imagined by consciousness to create a sane human experience. And I mean, what's interesting about reality is, if I was born as someone else, if I imagined myself to be someone else with like schizophrenia or psychosis, my whole experience of this would be completely different. But it's because I'd imagined those parameters as infinite mind, as God, and these are the parameters that I have imagined. But in the infinite, in the dream state, in the lucid dream state, since the parameters are all, like completely of your own volition, they're not imagined so concretely like it is now. You can do anything. I was doing everything. I imagine myself in so many different realms. I even tested going to a hell realm. I tell you what, I did not stay in that one for very long, mind you. Sometimes I would wake up out of the lucid dream state if it was getting a bit too like, because there was at points where I genuinely was in the lucid dream state and thought, is this it? Have I died? I started entertaining a lot of like delusions and thinking, right, is this it? Is this the end? Have I died? As the Vivec vessel died, and I am now like God or whatever? Am I infinite mind and I'm choosing to do whatever I want with my experience as I imagine the infinite mind of God would do, when it's literally just playing with itself forever until it wants to play more of a serious type of game with rules and yeah, the parameters, like I say, which is the human experience. Yeah, so I really just was playing about with it, but sometimes it got a bit intense, and then I'd wake up out of it, and I'd go back into that half wakefulness, half deep sleep state, and then no matter how much I tried to sort of get into a normal state of sleep, I actually just kept falling back and back into the lucid dream state. So I just rolled with it, and I just kept testing it. And after a while, the lucid dream control sort of dissipated, and I went back to having random dreams. I had a dream that Trump and Biden went to a cottage in North Yorkshire that was owned by Eddie Murphy, who was a weed dealer. And then there was loads of other weird stuff like that, and they was eating food that was like, they had like this massive banquet of food, and Joe Biden and his like administration refused to eat the food, and they just ate these like chocolate sandwiches but without the crust on them. So that's the sort of dreams that I have, and I remember that so vividly. Honestly, it's correct. My mind is definitely, it's not normal. Like it's really not normal. So yeah, what did it teach me overall about consciousness and reality is that imagination is everything. You can see this in so many of the spiritual texts. The Bhagavad Gita, it talks about Maya, it talks about the illusion of reality, and that all this, everything, all of it is just an illusion. And practices like meditation and astral projection, deep contemplation, psychedelics, and just going beyond the human mind can reveal, dissipates the illusion more and more, sheds the ego, and then, as we know on psychedelics through many of the trip reports, and I can also vouch for this, my own experiences, the more the deeper you go with psychedelics, the more your thoughts become reality. And this is why in so many of these high dose experiences that we all know and love on the channel, whilst I wouldn't recommend doing them because they can induce this thing called PTSD that you definitely want to stay clear of. It's serious stuff. Like I say, you play with feathers, you get your ass tickled. Thank you, Max and Paddy, for that. That's like one of the greatest quotes of all time. But it's true, if you mess about with it and you've got an impure mind, your impurities will literally spill out of your mind into reality, and your demons will be made manifest. You'll see demons, you'll see unspeakable horrors, eldritch beings, and maybe just like people from your past that have traumatized you. Literally, your demons will spill out of you. Your subconscious will come out and you'll have to face it, and if you run away from it, it can get very, very, very dark and very serious and not help you out in the ways that psychedelics are so often glorified for being in healing trauma and achieving enlightenment and realizing the beauty of God and reality. So yeah, that's really what it taught me, to be honest, is infinite imagination is the only way anything exists. And the lucid dreaming experience is how should I put that? How should I put this? It's a slither. It's a glimpse of what God is, of what infinite mind is. The ability to imagine absolutely everything because it is completely unbound by any restriction. And that's what it is. That's what God is. And you, me, us lot, trapped. I don't like the word trapped, but in a sense you are trapped, but you've designed the trap. Like in a game, you designed the traps because it's a challenge, it's fun, but also serious. The Dark Souls analogy, you don't want an easy game, you want a challenging game that you keep overcoming obstacles to grow and develop. And we're like trapped in this 3D dimension because that's what we've imagined for ourselves. And yeah, it's hard, it's brutal, it's tough. Life is a brutal game. Love is a brutal, the human love, finite love is a brutal thing. But beneath all that, the substrate of all reality is that it is infinite love, it is imagination, it's just infinite imagination, and God has absolutely no biases. It will experience anything it wants because it loves itself so much. It loves itself in its entirety so much that it would literally experience all of itself. And the human mind, only the ego, the separate distinct ego, only gives a shit about itself and its own needs, whereas God doesn't give a fuck about your own needs. It cares about all of itself because it wants to make the best reality for everyone. And it can get very twisted and hard to understand, but that's literally what's going on. Or at least that's what I think is going on. It might not be. I could be completely wrong. I probably am wrong because I'm usually wrong about everything. So yeah, rather interesting. I could not actually believe it. I was having like conversations with my mates, like some of my best mates. I can't wait to tell them about it. They won't be able to believe it. I've only met a few people who've done like lucid dreaming experimentation, and they usually like actually plan it out. There's so many different methods you can use. If you just type in like lucid dreaming methods, I don't know, on Google or ChatGPT, I'm sure the AI overlord at the minute will provide some good information, better information than I can from my thick skull. Yeah, there's many methods you can do. Blue Lotus for me, a few days prior, really seemed to have done it. That was really the straw that broke the camel's back. It was interesting how not frightened I was, how accepting I was of what I was experiencing. I also became a T-Rex. I've always who has never thought about like what's it like to be like some mad creature like a dragon or a T-Rex. One thing I didn't experience was I wished I experienced myself as an alien. That would have been something else. So if I do have another lucid dreaming experience, I'll definitely come in clutch to report it. Like, yeah, maybe next time as well I'll try and actually become McKenna himself.
Maybe smoking the Blue Lotus is the key to unlocking McKenna consciousness.
So I hope you enjoyed this little video. It taught me just as much about reality that psychedelics have, and I think the reason anyone who takes notice of Vivec and the content I make will see that why do I incorporate alien stuff, like interdimensional entities and extraterrestrials and astral projection and near-death experiences and lucid dreaming with psychedelics? It's because they're all windows into experience beyond all this, beyond this physical state of being. And I've always been interested in that since a child. No wonder I was always so enamored by video games and anime and films and stuff, because I was literally looking into different worlds and almost looking at different aspects of myself. It's crazy enough integrating the idea that you are, I don't know, a bug on the floor. I was trying to find a bug on the floor, but there's none. Imagine processing the idea that you are literally Professor Farnsworth of Futurama. That's pretty crazy. Am I just chatting waffle? Am I just chatting psychobabble? I don't know. All I can say is that we all have very different experiences of life, and my experience of life has gone so far beyond materialism. And even so far, I guess I'm an idealist in a sense, but I don't like to say I am anything. But I tell you what, it doesn't just stop at idealism. Reality goes infinitely deep. There is so much we don't know. Even us, like, mystically minded people who've gone a bit further than, like, the average normie materialist, we still don't know what we're on about. We're so limited as a human, as a finite creature, as a physical body. We think we think we've got it all figured out. With the Hindus think they got it figured out. The Buddhists, the more like holistic or conscious of the spiritual traditions or the religious traditions, whatever you want to call it. But that is just, it's a tiny little glimmer, a little slither of God consciousness. What's it like to have an alien religion? I'm pretty sure it's probably deeper than whatever we're doing here on Earth as weird monkey Anunnaki hybrids. I don't really know what's going on with that, to be honest. That's one for another episode. Are we hybrid beings? Did we actually evolve from apes? Did some aliens come to Earth and splice their DNA with Homo erectus to create us? Because, I mean, we are very, very, very different to the other animals. But who knows? No one really knows. Everyone's just trying to figure it out from their own lens, through their own filter of life. So, as I always say, don't take anything I say as gospel, and do the exploration yourself, safely, wisely, with consciousness, and respect for whatever tool you use, and the respect for your body and mind. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this, and if you'd like to see more, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The usual YouTuber spiel that I always forget to say. Join the Discord, links in the description. If you would like to support the channel directly, please go in the description. There's Patreon, there's PayPal, whatever. All of that financial support goes towards me getting better equipment, which I just want to make Vivec better produced, and get deeper with this work. So yeah, we're all in it together. In it, lad. And I hope you all have a great day, and I wish you all the best in life. And let me know about your lucid dreaming experiences in the comment section below.